Hey, welcome, my friends. Happy Friday. I mean, it's a happy every day, but Friday's nice, right? You got the weekend coming. It's just an extra reason to smile. And frankly, around here today, it's all the better because it is one of those just gray kind of gloomy. I know some people love it, but I think generally speaking, it's one of those like, oh man, we got one of these days. It's cold, it's rainy and snowy at the same time. Not too windy, mercifully, but just overcast, dreary. Bleh. I woke up like, man, it's so dark in here. Um, but hey, you don't let that affect your mood, right? There's two things in this world we can all control all the time. Only two, really, as far as I'm concerned. You can control your attitude, control your effort. And all you got to do is look at something like, man, that weather could really get me down. And you got to turn around and be like, all right, well, if I know that, I'm just gonna have to put a little more effort into being positive. Don't let those little random factors get you down. And I'm not going to today. I hope that the dark at the bottom of our staircase doesn't get me down either. It's a real possibility, my friends. But I will be all right, right? What's the worst that could happen? Also, I finished up Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy this morning. It was one of those nights where, like I don't know about you guys. I definitely fall asleep with like an audiobook or something going, and then like uh, normally it's not because a lot of books, it's like 10, 12 hours of time, right? And it takes you like 10, 15 minutes to fall asleep. So there's a lot of hours then you can get a full night's sleep afterwards of it just running. Well, as you get towards the end of the book, you like doze off, then, neighbor upstairs stomps on the ground or flushes the toilet or whatever, gets louder or something. A car honks a horn outside in the middle of the night or whatever, you're like, oh, what? And there's a different thing playing as you get to the end, right? Because you only got 20 minutes or an hour or whatever. Well, I got down to the point where I think I'd woken up a couple times. Instead of just turning it off or anything like that, I'd like go back and then slide it back and listen for like 2 minutes in the middle of the night, immediately asleep, and like, oh, okay, then you wake up again, it's done. So I spent a little time this morning, a little later starting because I just sucked it up and listened to the end of Hitchhiker last, I don't know, just under an hour or so. All the way through, so I could be done with it and actually get to enjoy the end of that book. Absolutely love it. We've been talking about it in the chat a little bit. No spoilers or anything. It's not a super spoilery book, but absolutely love it. It was so much fun. Definitely a favorite of mine. Shout out YouTube and Twitch. Got a new follower, new subscriber, and lots of views. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Remember, if you're checking out any of the things. And side note, tangent, I will get this new world set up into a playlist. I haven't done it yet. I was just thinking about that this morning before we went live and didn't have enough time to mess around with it. But we'll put all that one into a playlist like all the other worlds. If you are going back, checking out one of my old worlds on a playlist, or watching what's coming out new, hit that like button. I really appreciate that. Makes me feel good. Drop a comment, say hello, let me know what's up. And if you can, come on over to twitch.tv/Habbage, that's HAMBBAGE, and join us in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Maybe some of you guys are Minecraft experts, and when I find myself down in the deep dark, can help let me know what the heck is going on, because man, there was some real, when it started going dark yesterday, woo, little scary. So we got more of that coming. Let's on that note, get this world opened up. I jumped in just a little bit early to say hello to you all, and we're at 11, so the tweet's been out. You guys know if you want to be here for the game time. Oh, there it is. It's ready for you. So yeah, that I think we're set to just kind of keep on going. We're gonna make stairs. It is the middle of the night. Should we sleep just to keep the phantoms kind of in check? Um, we have maybe I don't know. I don't know. Dunk, 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 dunk. So, as I mentioned, I did not go out searching the interwebs or anything for secrets of the deep. Um, what two? Was it the last update? Was it 119 that had the deep dark or the warden, or was that 18? Excuse my hiccup. I'm trying to think. Sometimes tough. Let's go to here. Oh, we'll just, like we've had it, kind of pull them back a little bit. But I'm very happy to have the quick escape, and this gives us a chance to get going. Let folks wander on in here, get the coffees, whatever. I did not make coffee today, or tea, or anything else. We'll see how that goes. Oop. And we'll see how late we go. It is 11 a.m. now for me. The last Colorado Avalanche game of the year starts at 6 p.m. here. That would be a 7-hour window. I don't know. I don't really get all that in me. But being that it's cold, wet, and miserable outside, think I think it is reasonable that we go for a little while. Although, I mean, we'll see. The deep dark could kill us off. Who knows what could be in for? And I really, we've got this leftover bit from yesterday's stream. We got so much done in yesterday's stream. Maybe that's part of it. We'll do a bit of digging, and then we'll go tour around and show off what chores we did manage to accomplish yesterday. Some of it you've already seen. The basement we kind of glanced at. We can get up the stairs. That's probably something we should do in addition to the stairs and looking for some diamonds today. Getting some more lumber and at least getting the chests part of the storage done. And from there, some kind of a hybrid, I think, of the mines and the Badland areas. Maybe getting some more of the various colors of terracotta. Thinking about, do we use some of that in our basement to kind of color this up from just flat gray? And looking for gold in the, right? All those caves and everything in the Badlands are going to have gold kind of swapped out for iron. You can get some, but you can see a ton of gold. We discovered or saw a couple more abandoned mines in the Badlands, and how much any of those might connect with one another, how much we can dig down on them. All be good. Yeah, let's go look. Let's go look. So yesterday we dug out all this to start the stream. That extra room that we're not really using yet. Again, enchanting, potion making, all those kinds of activities and chores and stuff we'll set up down here in the basement. And then this is going to be storage. We kind of roughed it out so far. where we'll do two-sided storage here and then push this wall back a little further to allow for another wall side. And as we talked about yesterday, if down the road we need even more storage than that allows for, we can continue to push this back further and further into and under the mountain. So I'm pretty happy with that for starter storage and getting us a little more access. Having having this done so we don't have to spacebar hop all the way back up, especially if a warden is chasing us or something. I don't know if that would even help us, but um, it's kind of like a security blanket, right? Doesn't do anything for you, but makes you feel good knowing that you've got it. And of course, this being just the stairs down to the diamond levels, we got about 30 more levels to go down. We didn't really even bother to peek in there. We'll deal with all that. But if you didn't watch the end of yesterday's episode B, then um, would that would be Clear Blue Sky episode 3B, right? Was the second part of yesterday. The first part, I think it had like one view. It didn't help that in my description it's like digging out the basement. It was about an hour and a half, and the internet went flake, and we lost connection there for a second, so it got interrupted anyway. So I came back and did a full afternoon or part B stream. That was where we went out adventuring. We laid in our essential first couple farms here, kind of made a path through the jungle to where our structure will be built up for the visible part of our base. And yeah, that's a good. Oh, one thing about living up the side of a mountain, these stairs are extra long. Usually, we go for somewhere right around sea level for our base, and of course, we want to get down to like negative 54, I think is where the lava level is. So, um, we end up with, just 100 or so stairs. I'm going to do this. I'm going to carry one stack of stone to just do the one side once we get all the way down. Um, but not carry the others with me just to allow for a little more carrying capacity. And did I have, nope, nothing else to cook. All right. So how's everybody doing? You guys doing good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hiccup, hiccup, hiccup. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. I kind of like this too. I like how uniform this is. That was just digging on through, but I love that we kind of caught a vein and went right through the middle of it. Good looking. Good looking. Is that diorite? This one a little bit. A lot of times I switch those out, but I kind of like that this has got all the natural rock in it. All right, so here's where trouble started, and with some torches up, it's a little bit more light. I turned up the brightness at the request of the chat because they really couldn't see what was going on. I know it's still tough, and I did go back while the hockey game was on last night. I just had this playing silently on my TV and was just kind of watching. And I know it's a lot less dark for me with the torches and everything else, but this is stuff I only vaguely know. We've encountered it a couple times in our hardcore worlds, but haven't really gotten to the point where we've been down in and amongst it and understood all its ways. And I've never encountered the cities wherever the warden part hangs out. But I know that there's those little like monitoring things. Um, that make everything go dark and send out little things. And vaguely, my impression is that it's kind of a three strikes and you're out deal, right? Like what they're doing is kind of giving you warning, right? It's like a dog growling at you, right? The dog's like, "Hey, man, I don't want to bite you, but you're doing something that is either scaring or upsetting me, so I'm gonna let you know. Like, back off, give me my space. Don't make me do something we're both gonna regret." Right? And I think that's kind of how you're supposed to interpret this. Of course, uh, fighting wardens is a deal, right? They are hostile mobs, and you can kill them. But that wasn't really the intent of the game designers, right? They designed it to make it a mob that you kind of sneak around and don't get noticed by. If it never knows you're there, and you kind of go Bilbo on it, right? Like you become the sneaky thiefy, not the big, bold, brash warrior, and you do fine, right? You try to go hidden through the cities to get the treasures and stuff that are there, without getting just killed. I don't think he has like he doesn't eat you. There's no fire. But from the couple of fights I saw way back when it was first released, and tellingly, there's not a lot of the big content creators and stuff that are like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go back down and do it again, right? And maybe part of that is maybe there probably are by this point cheese videos like, oh, you can do this to just have a cheese fight. I think like most mobs, once you get to know it, there are ways to chase and I'm sorry, not chase. Set it up so that you can use its behavior to get it trapped like so many other mobs, and then just kind of cheese it is what I think I was trying to say. Shoot it from a distance with arrows or whatever, so it's not actively crushing you. Um, we want to have tip top super gear and then be ready to run a whole lot until we get it figured out. And I'd love to have, folks in the chat. Well, it's a chat, right? You'll never really know. But I'd love to have folks that are kind of like, yeah, that's a bad idea. Uh, so we try to do that. But that being said, I would love to find one of those cities because we've gotten to the stuff kind of like what we just looked at there. We've seen that in the worlds before, and have kind of explored around. And while we've lost those worlds, it hasn't been anything to do with the dark itself. And I've never had encounters with the warden because, as far as I know, you have to be into the city to get the warden to show up. Does that sound right? So we'll try to educate ourselves, and I'm not just still, it's been years. I'm still not just racing to the wiki to try to figure out what all that is. And I never, believe it or not, many of the chat probably don't. I don't just throw away worlds, right? All the worlds are awesome, and the building projects and stuff like that are a big part of it. I'm not just trying to dump them to do something else, and I've already talked about it a lot. This one feels even more that way because we're living in the mountains, and I never really -24. Never really do that. Oh, did we have? I was like, man, we still got 30 levels. What's going on here? I guess we had 40 when we wrapped up yesterday. Knock on wood, though. We got seem to be back down into regular stone, right? I'll take that all day. It's cool to have that. I'm glad we don't have to go hunting around with no idea where we would find it. I would really like to be able to work below it, down at the bottom kind of levels, and try to do our normal, make a little area that we can start from, throw a portal into, and grow some netherwort and all that kind of stuff as time comes up. But also branch out our tunnels to go hunt for the diamonds without sitting right in the midst of all that stuff that I don't know if it's going to kill me at any given time. Did not see any comments overnight from people jumping up to answer my questions, so I guess we'll just wait on that. Maybe the chat folks that have been hanging out this week in this new world, you all know who you are. It's some of the best, some great friends, and folks have been in and out. I'm gonna say we didn't see Fee yesterday, but I'm gonna say Fee is the top Minecrafter out of the crew we've got going. We've had Doc. Doc, I know, plays a bit, but I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe Sen too. I don't know if Sen plays any Minecraft. She is the, or Sen is just the lethal murdering. I was saying in Sen's chat the other day, like, you're the most wonderful either visitor to my chat or just coming and listening to Sen. It's like heartwarming, wonderful, and then drops into Apex Legends and just rains death and destruction down on everybody around. It's the like, oh, I guess if I ever want to be taken out in a battle arena, I want it to be someone like Sen, who's just, smiling all the way through, not out of like a wrathful, malicious spirit or anything, but like, oh yeah, that person seems nice. Grenade launcher. So I don't know about Minecraft. I think Fee has been the one. Omni and Mel, I don't think there's much there for a Minecraft side, but they've been awesome to come and hang out. And I think Jenny just likes the stuffed pillow guy things, whatever they were. Not the actual game. So there we have it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, what do we get to now? 20. We're down to 3. All right, we almost made it through. We got to get to 20-ish. I'm so glad we have iron here. I think usually by the time I'm down into Deep Slate, I've got enough that it's picks, but there are times when you really don't, right? If you start out in like a plains or something, right, and you've scrambled around and gotten enough to make your armor and all that, but you're not in a mountain, you're not getting just stacks of iron ore. You sometimes don't have enough. You got one iron pick, right? But you gotta hang on to that in case you encounter diamonds, gold, and all that kind of stuff. So it can be slow going in the Deep Slate. Oh, I heard it. Did you hear the little not quite turkey sound? But it was a turkey tease. So of course, as we get down to the bottom, it's gonna be right all over the place. Hear it? Ooh. I'm going to resist the urge to be super excited. Because frankly, we don't even really need it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But possibly a rich iron vein? Iron ore in tough is... it's always possible. I don't really believe it is one until I see one of those blocks of iron ore. Raw iron ore, whatever it is. Hey, a little bit more. Enough to replace one pick. I know you guys can't hear it, but I have the combo of the scary noises around us that I know you can't hear, and singing from a toddler above me. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can see the mic's not picking it up. The singing went to crying. See the blue, though? You guys see the blue flashes, right? As I break these blocks. I thought I heard footsteps, too. Ooh, that's good. Did you see the blue before that? Like, I don't think that's I don't think that's like a lighting glitch or anything. I'm whispering so they don't hear me. I think that's, I think that's the same things that trigger those little deals, right? Like if you step on it or break some of the blocks, when they're gonna react, they flash as well. Ook. And it doesn't happen every time, but like that. The last time I stopped, I heard something walking around. There. Creepy. Is that a warden? It looks like they're like going back. If I'm even reading this right, it looks like the stuff is going like back underneath me, doesn't it? Is seeing that, or am I just crazy? Okay. Before we get savagely destructed. Any other? Not that way. We need one more. Can't see the. Oh, I think I heard it breathing. Is that a warden? Oh my gosh. I'm trying to be really calm and just, go about my business, but oh my god. This is like the coolest suspense part of Minecraft. I have, like, the raids and all that are crazy and wild and cool. I've never been in something that feels like a suspense movie before, right? Like, oh my god. See, feel the, or like, feel. You guys getting that vector kind of feel on the blue stuff when it does go? I think that's just the like open cave Minecraft minecarty sound. Independent of all our imminent death, we are at negative 47 now. I've gone from big area to one at a time. Probably a little slower. Well, technically, it's not any different. I just don't want to open up into a massive cave or something without having a little chance to peek around. Now it's all quiet again. Did we move out of range? Honestly, I'd be okay with that. But I'm just waiting for. Oh, oh, I already broke that. It's like, is that a deep slate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, I think. Is that right? All right, I don't think we went too far yet. It's our first redstone. We've seen some, but that's the first that I'm actually going to break. Gravel. Gravel could open things up more quickly than we're really hoping for here. Okay. What does that get us to? It feels very quiet. It knows all the. There's no happy music. Oh, negative 54. Is this where we want to be at? Negative 54, negative 4. That's kind of crazy. Is that. Did we. I guess we've always been kind of around there. Okay. Let's see. This is. I hear lava. That's good. We'll make sure we're at the right level quickly. It's just a touch different in that normally I am immediately take this up to have headspace and not feel all trapped down in the depths here. But I think we're gonna keep it low. I don't know this to be true, but oh man, I gotta think that if a warden boss type monster is any kind of monster at all, he's got some ups to him, right? So here I am doing this. So I think having a significantly kind of base area of a low ceiling might be to our help. don't know that for sure, but... And thanks to the gravel, there goes that idea. But at least we'll have a few pillars around here. And then, of course, as soon as we kind of figure out what is and isn't safe, then we'll open all this up so I don't have to bonk my head. And just, I don't know, call me crazy. Let's keep a ring around the bottom of the stairs that if if it's more than 2 blocks tall, we'll at least know it isn't going to chase us up. I don't know. Maybe they can teleport for all I know. But it seems smart, right? Seems like don't invite it up into your bedroom while you're. We definitely know which way we're not going to immediately tunnel for diamonds. And it kind of, if I'm reading those vectors right, it's kind of back and to this side. So we'll avoid that in our diamond tunnels and use that in our eventual go try to find out if they got a city down here or what. Come on. Where you at, stairs? There we go. That's why I rarely go backwards or down the stairs while I'm setting up all the steps. Fall off too much. Too many misplaced. All right, so we'll grab those other 2 stairs, come back down, get the stairs all the way up and down, go towards that lava so I can make sure that I am on the right lava level, and we'll just tunnel away from all those noises, try to get diamonds. Call it good, right? Got 2 more now, so we're up to 8. That is fantastic. Going to be a little tight on the redstone until we can get a little more settled in here. Maybe we'll work on that later today. Deep slate. That's, you know, no time like the present. Let's start deep slate. Tough. These both being the bottom of the world stuff, and then we can do the cobble and the others in those smaller areas. I don't think we're gonna have a ton of actual cobble where it's like overwhelming because we used a bunch of it on walls and stairs and everything else, and we have we will have silk touch, so I don't. See how that does. Too much to worry about. This. Not even 40 minutes in. Some of that was talking. We're only 35 or so from when we actually started playing the game. We got our stairs done. We survived. It was intense. There's no definitely more to be sorted out with these dark turkeys, whatever we're going to call them. Little tedium here, but oh man, having stairs done from the start, not having the spacebar. You can't get me, I hope. You guys can hear that shifting around though. That's whatever that is different. See, even the stairs aren't ideal because you get that little like half stair shift, and it's just enough. I guess I could be up a little more. Not trying to stick it to the back, but to the. Yeah. Can even do two at a time and not have to double click. Bye bye, scary stuff. Woohoo! That was easy. I think I way overproduced. It's alright. Always find out a few extra stairs. We can use them eventually if we're, finding that we're running low on iron or whatever and want to go inside the mountains. We can build internal staircases up and into those. All right, stairs complete. Let's get a few more picks going here. Pop off our torches. Shovels we have been good on. How did it... Not even possible. Punk. Looking good, feeling good. Before we go though, because now we'll just go in directions. Oh, we will try to see if we can find that lake. Time to go outside, come over and see the fruits of our yesterday efforts, right? Ooh, do. You know what? Let's just use this, right? Because the crops haven't filled in all the way yet. Oh, good. So it can spill under walls? Science still happening, guys. I wonder then about the gates. Come on, you too. But that's fantastic, right? So good. I wonder... Does the game treat that those are See how that post? I know it sticks out a little bit. Are we supposed to think there's... I don't think there's a gap. I think that just went right under the wall. But we'll let this one fill in. We'll leave this as is and see. This will... it may go around, but the gates seem to have stopped it. That's why we did this whole modification thing. Oh, and we do have grass under the gate, so I think we're going to be okay. I don't think we're going to have to do anything more there. I did it again. Here. sort this while we're here. Okay. All that good? Very modest, humble beginnings, right? We had an extra cow. How did that come out? Chickens have been ahead. Oh, maybe the chickens were still babies when we brought the cows back, so they got an extra feeding that way. All right, so we'll give the wheat fields a little more time until we're short. I don't want to piecemeal harvest the wheat. We'll just let that keep growing. But that is the basis of our essentials, right? To get us going, we're gonna have leather is the critical bit, right? So we can do our enchanting at max levels. We need bookcases, so we're gonna be building up the cows for leather, the wheat to feed them, and seeds and everything else. Get everything set. So that's good. So I think later, once we get through the diamonds and maybe go chop some trees, we will try to do something immediately in that area. They seem to be growing up in between and all that. I'm not sure that the crops are growing when we're down at the bottom of the stairs, but at least when we're right in this area, they seem to be going. So any work we do around here should keep our crops and everybody going. All right, it's good. Necessary. We gotta swing up and do that. We should have probably done it more as we were getting going today, but frankly, I was kind of worried I was gonna die. And that let's just at least see if we get down these stairs. Then now, I hope we can work around most danger and keep moving until we have full good gear and all that. But just have to see how it plays out. There we go. And look at that. We are perfect. And we got cave now. Cave, we do have to kind of watch out for because it's going to potentially bleed back into all that stuff. Some of this gold, though. It's kind of silly to do it, I think, because we've got all the surface level gold, which is quicker to break. But whatever. Main thing I wanted to do is make sure we didn't have to go down or up another level. But 54 is right. We can just clear out all this stuff. Now why couldn't the gravel have been under there? Okay, not the most exciting, but there we go. And I don't think that's gonna be too much of a problem. That might. Alright, that makes it so we can kind of sneak around there, but most mobs will not. They'll drop into the lava. Alright. No time like the present, huh? I want my diamond, 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 diamond picks. Efficiency. And fortune 3. Nope. Prime example of what happens when you're trying to do two things at once, but I think we're back to good. Trying to move glasses and stuff around on my desk here. And I do kind of push these into the darkness, so I know he can't see much until I throw down the torches, but spreading them out a little bit more seems it lets us go further, right? And I don't know, like, the reason why we made the stairs go in this direction and everything we've been doing is to be under the mountains, right? There's a long chain of mountains that goes pretty much all the way out to the boathouse area in a fairly straight line. And I don't know if in doing that, do emeralds happen at any Y level under mountain biome? Or are they more likely up high as well? Because cool to get more diamond emeralds. Although, frankly, mining emeralds is so trivial, right? We're gonna have so many emeralds from farming and trading and all that good stuff. I think I am coming up with an idea though for what we're gonna do. After we chop our wood and all that. I guess I shouldn't be too. Well, we can still make it work, I think. Let's see how everything plays out. They're coming. Well, again, taking that back. We're getting close to an hour of playing. Two diamonds out of all of it. Let's get a torch down, by the way. It doesn't matter as much at this point that we can't necessarily see everything we're doing. Because we're going to use the same picks to get the diamonds. It's when we have like fortune but no silk touch, or only one silk touch, and we're just using it for the ores, and you're breaking through with iron. It gets dark, and you're like, oh, I don't want to hit a diamond accidentally. I want to bring those back as ore and use the fortune pick on them. It's redstone. Oh, it's lighting up. Take it for the XP, if nothing else, at the moment. And always the hope that, hey, maybe, right below that is a diamond block or something. Uh-oh. They're back. Oh, God. Okay. This is going to be our potentially fatal for science, but I want to... Wait, does that then make all this safe? I did break that. That's the first one of those I've broken, at least in a long, long time. Can we just cut through like there's nothing to it? All right. But I'm glad I could break that little sound monitor thing and seemingly nothing bad out of it. I tell you what though, if a warden can cruise down a 2x1 tunnel, I'm in big trouble. Okay. Something to make the trip worthwhile. Go one more. What's that get for us? Oh, that's the deep stuff. I was like, oh, did I miss diamond? No, that's the bad stuff. Redstone always such a great source of XP when we're at these levels, right? If you're up in the 50s and trying to get, extra enchants and all that kind of stuff, not quite as big. But then again, if you have full stacks, yeah, you get some levels. Just such an inventory hog. But until we can get ourselves outfitted with the diamonds, or get our leather our leather up. We gotta just kind of keep grinding along. Hopefully everything will come together at about the same point. That's usually how it works, right? Because the cows and the chucks will get us XP as we're feeding and or breeding and processing them. And that's just getting started. And then if we're altering that with coming down here, chopping trees and making chests and all that, unfortunately that doesn't help us with the XP side of things at all. But quality of life, it's worth it, right? And if we do any layout of the above ground part of the build, which I had talked about as well, that'll be good because the chucks and the wheat and everything will be active. And I don't know, I'm still up in the air about whether that's actively updating because it's in the spawn chunks, right? I don't know. I guess we'll find out after this and beyond. If we keep working this particular tunnel, find out pretty quick. No. Being a little spare with the torches, but there's not much to see, unfortunately. Alright, let's get some more flint. Nothing overhead, it would seem. Shoveling with fish, not ideal. Unless it's a shovel fish. Oh, here we go. What we got now? Adventure is what we got, people. That's the answer. Ooh, I like it. It's not in the deep dark. How we do? Oh, we got room. Let's go adventure. All right, just a little bit of visible reminder that this is where we're going home. A little bit of a ravine feel to it. So more redstone up here. Oh, really more. Got it all. So much for having inventory space. I don't think I'm going to bucket this lava just yet. I'm sorry, I am going to bucket it. I am not going to water bucket it. Is that taking me back to more of that deep dark stuff? It's everywhere down in this world. Did they change that or anything? Did it become more common? Oh, maybe that's just dark. Never mind, that's just dark deep sleep. There it is. Thought I saw some. It's just everywhere. Uh, goes way up there. But with all this stuff, I don't know. It's cool. It's spooky and scary, and I don't understand it yet. But is it also hiding? If we find a cave and it's all full of that stuff, are there possibly loads of diamonds sitting in the? Well, we don't even need to deal with it. Oh, I'm so happy. Loads of diamonds in the walls and things that we just don't see because all that stuff's all over the place. I don't know. And I still have yet to see one of whatever the cities or things are, but it would very much seem that we're in the midst of a big area of it. Seems like Havage, you move between a couple different computers. You've reinstalled several times. You're not dodging this forever. But I gotta guess, with as much of it around as there is, when we do get into just in it, running around trying to figure out where we're going, we gotta be able to encounter one of those cities, right? Whatever they are. Now I'd settle for encountering some diamonds. Okay, spooky sounds. Sounds like something burning. Was that a torch? They make noise. Huh? We're close. Be right underneath something. don't. I'm not really excited about breaking those. Oh, what have we done? Where are my chat homies? Oh my gosh, guys, you're missing out. Is that supposed to be my heartbeat? I have no idea. I could be The Walking Dead and not even sure yet that I am. Oh god! I'm The Walking Dead. Sonically charged shriek! I was obliterated! Uh, oh, I don't even feel bad. We gotta, I knew that was coming, or that we. I just didn't know anything about the deep dark. I thought maybe being underneath or whatever. Clearly, we got our first taste of listening to the warden. Oh my goodness, my friends. Um, we're gonna add that. I that world was amazing, and I will be bummed, especially since we kind of gotten to where we were and we put a lot of time into it. But well, relatively, not nearly as much as like terminal turbidity or anything like that. But oh my goodness, kind of fun, kind of fun when the game is doing stuff you don't know anything about. Didn't know that the sonically charged. I didn't know there was a sonically charged shriek. I particularly didn't know that it could shoot through the floor and obliterate me. And I was like, as I was running, I was reaching down. You see so like this is the pick, this is the shovel, this is the salmon. That was the golden apple. I was trying to get to my golden apple and run for it. Um, it took me a bit. For one thing, I didn't know what had just hit me, and I saw the blue, and I saw my hearts get down to about there. Um, but I also like I just got turned around, and I wasn't like for whatever reason I wasn't facing the pathway, and got kind of further back in that room behind me and to the right. So I don't feel bad. Like that one, dying to new mobs, and even though they've been around for a little while now, the warden, um, that's something cool. So clear. This is by the way, this is 1.19. Oh, you guys aren't seeing this. Sorry, I was going to switch this over. Um, don't know how I've done this. Window capture. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna move it over. I think you guys can see this now. So this is death scores for folks who don't know. I do keep track. Playing hardcore, it's kind of one of the only ways um, you can hopefully continue to learn. Obviously, there's a lot of creepers and that kind of stuff in here. This world was clear blue sky. We will find out what day once we go back. Score 1889, and I'm going to quote the whole thing. pretty good. So, I hate this keyboard, by the way. Obliterated by a sonically charged shriek. Score 1889. Oh, I lost it. Oh, there it is. All right, shriek. That's a first. I've never been obliterated by a sonically charged shriek before. Uh, it'd suffocate in a wall. It's rare that I quote them. Usually it's just like, Habits was killed by a blah. So a lot of times I will add in stuff to try to deal with it. This one hurt bad. We remember this, and of course, necrophagia taco. Um, that was in that kind of unplanned raid, right? We went out, we charged up the raid in that desert town, but we weren't aware of the big cave underneath, and it was kind of like a 2 day battle, right? We were working up through the levels and all that, but evokers were getting down in this cave below, and their vexes, as they launched them, could come up through the ground. Everything turned into a big mess. So uh, that one, we boosted our XP because we were working on the cactus farm or whatever. So we had a bunch of level. It's kind of the scores get a little bit meaningless once you're up into big ones. But man, this last one, that hurt bad. Um, when we had our Mushroom Island base and everything. This one, it hurt, but we've just had very limited exposure to the deep dark, um, and I think let's go back in here. Let's spectate the world a little bit. Here's our spawn. Oh, it didn't. Let's right at our marker. That's weird. That was our spawn block before. And again, that's why it doesn't particularly matter. Hey, cows, I'm sorry we won't be coming back to feed you again, but at least you got grass. The chucks, they're going to have to wait a while. Um, what a cool world. I'm sorry we didn't get to build more out. I was thinking, so my thoughts were white, either the calcite from the mountains, maybe this isn't quite white enough, but maybe like some white concrete or something with the yellow which we grabbed. I don't see any just obviously out here. There's a little patch of it. I don't have a cursor anymore. There's a little bit right in the middle between kind of some of those torches at the mines over there. But using the yellow with white, little. It's a big castle in Vienna, right? It's got a yellow and white, kind of the white trim with the yellow in between. But as a kind of tower out on the outer corner, rectangular, very like maybe skyscrapery looking hotel that would maybe come up above these trees right on the edge of the cut, right? It would definitely have gone up above the cut, a little bit out, but the mountain itself would have stood. It would have stood out from the mountain with a little observation-y tower kind of thing, but not up to cloud level or anything like that. Just kind of up into or maybe just above the trees so that you could get the look of the waterfall coming down all the way around the spot. I just really love this. The spawn, I love the Badlands, right? They're great, and we didn't even get to do a whole lot with them. We did some gold mining, um, but yeah. What I sorry, day 85. That's what we were trying to get accomplished here. We aren't really going to be able to fly around too much because most of what we would care to see, I think, is going to be outside the loaded range. So spectating will go, but there we go. Updated another chapter in our death scores, and I've always said there's kind of like an 80 to 100 days where it gets really dangerous. I don't think this had anything to do with it. And now we know, like you start to hear that heartbeat and all that. There's stuff, even if it can't see you, you can't see it. It can still get you, right? The rock is not going to protect you. So that was a valuable lesson learned. Um, I'm a little torn between just starting the new world and maybe what we'll do to wrap this one up, because I'll probably start a new episode. We'll just split it out. But let's very quickly at the end of this episode. Do I do have a Firefox? So let's turn off that. And then let's turn on this. I get it. Oh, maybe I have to turn off. There we go. All right. Let's go. Deep Dark. Fandom. Move this to see. Blow that up for you guys a little bit. Oh, the ads. Okay. Uh, Deep Dark is an overworld biome that generates deep underground beneath areas with low erosion value. I guess mountains would be that, such as Mountain Peak or Plateau. Plateau? Is that new in 20 or something? I don't even know what a plateau is. Um, and never generates underneath oceans, rivers, and swamps. Okay. The biome is dimly lit. There's almost no glow lichen, and only natural light sources being skulk catalysts and lava. Biomes often covered in large patches of skulk blocks surrounded by skulk veins. All right, we're learning what they're called, which include skulk related blocks such as skulk shriekers, skulk sensors, and skulk catalysts, which apparently are not a thing. No mobs spawn in this biome. That was good. However, monster rooms, are those dungeons, can still spawn mobs. What? Why? Okay, whatever. But if a player triggers a Skulk Shrieker a certain amount of times, the Warden may appear, giving the player the darkness effect. So maybe there were Wardens coming around when we were getting that darkness effect anyway. This is the only biome where ancient cities can generate. Other structures can be found in the Deep Dark include monster dungeons, strongholds, interesting, and amethyst geodes. And we did see a geode right when we got started. So there we go. We might have been under one, but we still have not seen an ancient city um, in any of the worlds where we've been down in the Deep Dark. And then we've got, I guess that's it. Um, I don't want to completely ruin it, but I think for future, I think you know what, the big takeaway here is um, mountain peaks or plateau. First of all, plateau. Oh, that's a part of the Badlands. I got it. Okay. I guess there are. I hate the poppy ad things going on in this stuff. Badlands modified, and then hills. So that was definitely where cows were, kind of stuff, right? That must have been a plateau. Two rare variants. Oh, and so those are just the eroded ones. Okay, that's cool. And then a shattered savanna plateau. Okay. So those and mountains, if we want to in the future try to find and or avoid, and I guess that would, if we get dropped into the next world and have a um, have another mountain right underfoot. Maybe we make stairs going in two different directions. One to get under the mountain, 'cause certainly up high in the mountains, that's where we want all our iron. I love the mountains. But if that's the likely spot where they show up, now we can do better at finding them. And I'm not going to read about the warden. We'll hopefully now, if I can remember some of the stuff about where to find and avoid them, we'll be better. Okay, let's turn Firefox off. You guys get the scary black screen. Back to Minecraft. We're actually going to wrap it there. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. I'm sorry I lost the world, but I'm not sorry, not sorry, right? It's yeah. Trust me, that world had so much appeal. The landscape and the terrain, one of my favorite. It was so much fun, and we were doing really well in it. Um, but I think you guys kind of picked up on the tone at the end of the last episode and this one. Um, the whole deep dark bit is a learning process. It's going to be gradual. I don't know how to necessarily survive, and that's a part of playing hardcore. You're gonna learn by hard experience. But that being said, if we can, now if we're building a base and there's a mountain in one direction, we'll maybe make our initial diamond explorations not in that direct direction because it certainly appears that under those mountains, that deep dark stuff was everywhere, and to effectively go get diamonds and get our gear and all that, we need to be a little wise. And if we then get in a future world where we're trying to get to it and exploit some of those resources, well, then we'll kind of dip our toe into how much do we need to know about the wither to more effectively survive and explore down there without getting it angry. I think there's some stuff, right? There's like leather, maybe leather boots make less noise. Of course, we wouldn't be breaking blocks and all that kind of stuff. Night vision as opposed to torches everywhere. I think there's some of those kind of things. That, again, think Bilbo, right? You're trying to be the rogue thief burglar type character, sneaking around stealthy, not the banging your axe or sword on your shield and challenging it to come right after you. But I kind of I wasn't trying to die. I kind of did think you got to be up in the cave or the city or whatever that has the all the skulk blocks to actually trigger the warden. I didn't know that we were going to get the seismic shriek or whatever it was, sonically charged shriek. Shooting through to kill us under the rock. So, had I known that, we would have played it a little bit different. We would have gone back out and gone around. But we learned, and we will continue to do so. And I don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for me. I hope you celebrate it. Hope it gave you some entertainment. If you haven't, or you're getting to the end of this episode for having watched the death, the end of yesterday's video was a lot of fun as well when we were running around first finding it and trying to remember like, okay, what does what and the sounds and all that. It was a blast. I love it. I love that the game can be a little bit more suspenseful like that with the sounds and everything. And as soon as we get comfortable with them, it's not going to be as much. Like it won't be in the future because I know, all right, you're hearing that heartbeat, time to boogie. Let's get out of here. Um, but yeah, we're going to start over. I will wrap it up right here. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. Being in the chat is fantastic. Whether you're here on Twitch watching VODs or leaving the comments and the likes and all that great stuff over in YouTube, I appreciate it no matter what. If you haven't already, subscribing on YouTube, following here on Twitch so you know when I'm going live. The main goal, have people come hang out, party in the chat. Can't wait to see you then. Starting right back up, and again, very well, we'll have a full-length episode at least, 4 hours. I'm going to take a very quick break. I'd love to go at 12:30 my time, which is in 4 minutes or less. I'm going to go hit the restroom and all that kind of stuff. So maybe just after, but coming right back at you. Take care, stay awesome, go stretch, and hydrate, all that good stuff. We'll see you right back here. Bye now.